All right, my fellow Americans, welcome to the live KRS BB network station. And we're going to be going live to our main sex reporter, KRS. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I made this video in the morning, right? I made it in the morning and I deleted it. Why did I delete it? Well, because after I finished making this video, I suddenly thought of like, oh my God, I forgot to mention some of the most important points about why you meet an astrologer, when you meet an astrologer, and why don't 7 billion people meet an astrologer. And the reason why I was making this video, because a person just 2 days ago when I made the video of, actually yesterday, right? I made a video of fourth house. They asked me there, like, why is it that why is it that all 7 billion people will not do not get to see an astrologer? Why only I get to see an astrologer, not my best friend? And I thought that was a very, very interesting question. See, I like those interesting questions because it gets me thinking. I'm like, wow, that's something that is great question that I love to address to you guys. So once I did that today, it was quite an incomplete video. It wasn't like a full of what I know, because this is the problem with doing live sessions. Like, if you're not prepared mentally, then you forget. This is why I have prepared a list here on my WordPad, just so I don't miss it. Okay, so the question of why certain people meet astrologer, why certain people don't. Okay, even in a country like India, where Vedic astrology is pretty much religion, it's culture, it's who we are. Not everybody gets to meet an astrologer. Not everybody cares for an astrologer. Not everybody believes in such things. So all these things come into play. But the number one reason is that, first of all, with an astrologer, you will have a past life karma. You have some past life debt to pay to them. And this is why every single person who comes to me or goes to someone else, do you know we might actually be either related from past life, or we may have interacted with each other in past life. Perhaps you were the astrologer, I was the client. Now I'm the astrologer and you're the client. There's always a past life reason why you meet an astrologer. And one of the things that I learned from my guru, my spiritual guru, Kavindra Rishi, Jeffrey Armstrong, who's going to be coming on the 28th again, who came and dazzled everybody with his divine pure knowledge. He taught me about how an astrologer is a lawyer and how we should not intervene into other people's lives. But also, he talked about how when you meet an astrologer, there is a debt that is being repaid back. Because here's the thing, I could have been an astrologer 50 times in my past life. Okay? What happened is, back 5,000 years ago, people, instead of money, because there was no money 6,000 years ago, whatever barter system there was, mainly it was that all the astrologers were counselors. And yes, this is something that my teacher said, who actually said it on YouTube as well. All the astrologers and teachers were counselors. They weren't just astrologers, like, okay, you're going to get married here, you're going to get a job here, you're going to do this here. No, they were like counselors, like psychologists, psychiatrists. They helped you out spiritually. And because of that, they were highly qualified. They knew all the divine knowledge from Puranas and Vedas and Rig Veda and Atra Veda, and they were well qualified to teach you, to counsel you, and transmit the message of all the Devis and the Devtas coming through them, speaking through them. That's what an astrologer really was. I'm sorry, it wasn't some guy in his t-shirt and underwear making a video. Yes, I'm in my boxer, so I can't push back. I can only be on this. I can't go below back here. It's a scary sight. So, yeah. So that was an astrologer. And back then, you brought in samigri. You brought in wood. You brought in oil. Why? Because in Satyug, Tritiyug, Havan was like the party on a Friday night. Havan was like your crystal champagne, $500 champagne. Bringing things related to Havan, homas for an astrologer was like gifting them a Rolex watch. So back then they did that. But what happened is back then some people did not do that. Either they could not afford it, they were too poor, or some people just weren't able to give that guru dakshina, that exchange of energy, to an astrologer. Because remember, it's always an exchange of energy, exchange of information. Astrologer gives you information, you give them something in return. So even when it says that astrologer didn't charge money, it didn't mean that. It meant that an astrologer was still getting something in return, because back then that was money. For them to get the wood, get all the nice things for the homas and the havan, did cost, a lot of them, whatever system they had. It didn't come easy. So clients brought in that. But the ones who forgot to do it, they're reborn, okay? And at some point in their rebirth, they come across that astrologer again, who's now again practicing astrology, and you come to them to get a reading, and you pay them, especially in the past 3,000, 2,000 years, when the money was there, you paid them, and that fulfilled your karma. So that's one of the reasons why you go to an astrologer, actually. Not because some timing is there, not because, oh, you're so lucky to go to an astrologer. No. It's just to pay some past life debt. And once you paid them, that's it. It's written off. Remember, there's no coincidence in life. Especially when it deals with astrology, there's no coincidence in life. So always remember that. No matter what type of a reading you receive from an astrologer, you are meant to receive. And this is something I learned from A.V. Sundaram, one of the greatest astrologer. I'm trying to bring him on. Even if you get a wrong reading from an astrologer, you are supposed to get it, because it will guide you subconsciously somewhere. It will help you somehow, somewhere. That's how divine this science is. So that's number one. The number two on my list was combinations. Yes, combination with ninth lord. So there are many combinations, and I'm going to discuss that I know. I don't know all of them. There are combinations in your chart that actually shows a yoga to meet an astrologer in your life. And that is the ninth lord, okay, must be connected to either Jupiter, Rahu, Ketu. Okay? Those are one. Or your ninth lord or ninth house itself should be ruled by these planets. Because why? Why? Ninth house represents teachers, preachers, counselor, advisors, father. But because preacher and advisor and a scholar was also an astrologer, astrologer is also ninth house. So you have to have linkage to the ninth house to come across an astrologer. Then why did I say Rahu and Ketu? Because Jupiter is a karka of ninth house. Jupiter shows that. Jupiter is a karka of the ninth house. So Jupiter has to be involved. But why Rahu and Ketu? Rahu, Ketu represents occult, mystical, unusual energy. So when you come to an astrologer, what does an astrologer have? Are they giving you some mantra? No. Are they just giving you psychological information? No. Are they teaching you about Bhagavad Gita or Puranas or Vedas? Maybe, but no. What are they doing? They are linking you to the heavens and showing you your path through this mystical knowledge known as astrology, Jyotish. That's why ninth house is that. And Rahu Ketu, especially Ketu, rules the 8th house, the original co-ruler of the 8th house with Mars, of Scorpio, occult, mysticism, sorcery, hidden knowledge. So Ketu has to be involved. And Rahu represents every kind of a knowledge which is outside the boundaries of normal society. Outside of mathematics and science and history and anthropology and literature or biology. Rahu is magic. Rahu is also occult. Rahu is mysticism, magic, black magic, white magic, Celtic magic. So ninth lord has to be connected with these. And the moon nakshatra, the nakshatra that your moon is in, that lord must also either be connected with the ninth house, ninth lord, Jupiter, Rahu, or Ketu. This is a very, very common yoga I have seen in people who visit astrologers. So that's number 2, I think, right? Let's make this number 2. Okay. Number 3. Number 3 represents, hold on, number 3. Okay, number 3 is actually one thing. Or actually 2 things come in number 3, which has to do with Saturn. Actually 3 things have to do with it. Number 1, you will always go see an astrologer in Sadesati. I started loving astrology in my Sadesati. I first called up my uncle when I was in my Sadesati. That's when my journey of astrology started. Every person who comes to me for a reading, I always see Sadesati most of the time happening. That's one. Part B of it is that they're going through their dhaya. What is a dhaya? Dhaya happens when Saturn transits 4th and 8th from the moon. That's another time period to go to an astrologer. That's a 2.5-year period, you know, where, again, you're tested mentally. This time mentally, not physically, not monetarily. You're tested mentally. So you don't go to an astrologer if you won in the lottery, right? If somebody who got a bonus check for $1 million, oh, let me go to an astrologer. I want to see if it's my good time I'm running. I don't think that has ever happened. Very rarely. Only a person who's learning astrology will do that. Why did this happen? Nobody comes to an astrologer when they're winning lotteries and having money and having a good time. They only go to an astrologer when the bad time is coming or when the bad time is happening, when they can't figure out what the hell is going on. And what is Sadesati? What is Dhaya? Sadesati is an event controlled by Saturn. And the third one is also controlled by Saturn, which is Saturn return. That's another chart I see a lot. Saturn coming to its same spot, maybe a house before or maybe right on the house. So if your Saturn is in Sagittarius, I'm getting a lot of people who have Saturn in Scorpio. And then I will see a lot of people who are in Sagittarius. And I then went back 2.5 years ago. I was getting a lot of people who had Saturn in Libra. So it's like right when the Saturn return happens, you are, because Saturn is karma, okay? Saturn is karma. Saturn is making a whole round for 28.5 years to coming back at its karmic spot. Now, why is it that this person is going to an astrologer? Think about it. Saturn comes back to its karmic self and checks the book. It's like, okay, is this person on a right path or a wrong path? Is this person going into this direction or that direction? All right, he's not going into the right direction. I need to guide him to the right direction. All right, you're going to go see an astrologer. Go see an astrologer. Things happen that way. But why? Why specifically an astrologer occurs? Why this person known as Jyotish, astrologer, astrologist come into your life during this period? What is this event known as Sadesati, Saturn return, and Dhaya? It's an event happening in the heavens. Saturn is going 12th from the moon, 1st from the moon, 2nd from the moon. It is a motion in the sky. If it's a motion in the sky, you have to go to somebody who knows something what's happening in the sky. Who is that? It's me. Only me. And you come to me. Or you go to an astrologer. Just like my logo here. You see my logo? Saturn, representing the heavens. And this is Earth, representing us. And right there. There is a link. This person is me. The naked guy here is me making a link between heaven and earth. So through my ability to share this knowledge through social media, through YouTube, I'm making this link. So I'm like, man, this is like a perfect logo. So this is why you go to an astrologer, because a psychologist does not know what's happening in the sky. Unless, of course, it's Dennis Harness, who is a psychologist and an astrologer. But a psychologist, normal psychologist, does not know what's going on with you. They can't figure out. It'll take them months and months. By the time, Saturn will already be gone. But Saturn knows the right direction. So Saturn says, okay, go to an astrologer. They know what's happening. They know what I'm doing. They know what is coming. They know what's going out. So they send you to an astrologer. You see how easy it is to understand that. If you are having pain in your hand, you're not going to go to an eye doctor. You're not going to go to a heart doctor. You're going to go to a doctor who can check your arm to see why is your bone hurting. Same thing. When some event happened in the sky, you have to go to the sky dweller, like the Rolex watch, sky dweller. You got to go to the sky dweller, and they will be able to tell you. Okay? That's why, you know what? That's one of my watches I want. Rolex Sky Dweller. Is that, yeah, Sky Dweller and Deep Sea. They have some, I have some really, some deep connection with those two watches. Rolex Sky Dweller, and especially Rolex Deep Sea James Cameron version. The one that goes from black to blue. Oh my God, once I saw it and I tried it, and I'm like, my God, it's taking me deep, deep, deep. And I'm like, what I'm doing with my life, this obsession of this knowledge, it takes me deep, deep, deep. Anyway, let's not steer our path. So the next one is the Dasha. 3 Dashas. Vimshotri Mahadasha. Which one should I close first? All right, I'll close this one first, just for fun. Charadasha. And Padha Navamsha Dasha. Padnadham Sadasha. These 3 dashas, you should, and remember, this is Mahadashas and Antradasha. You should be running through Maha or Antradasha of the 9th Lord, Jupiter, 8th Lord, Ketu. Or these 2 planets should be affecting those houses, and you will see an astrologer. Ketu, remember, Ketu is mysticism, occult, astrology, tarot. And the Dasha represents, Vimshotri Dasha is the king of Dasha, right? So in there, if you're running the 9th Lord period, or whatever Dasha you're going through is connected to Jupiter, Ketu, will take you to an astrologer. In Chara Dasha, which is a sign-based Dasha, Padnadhamsa Dasha, which is a rare Dasha, unraveled by K.N. Rao. If you're going through the sign of the 8th Lord, 9th Lord, you will go to an astrologer. And obviously, those who do not know about your Padnadhamsa Dasha or Chara Dasha, you can get the report on my website, astrologykrs.com, under option 5 and 6, yeah. And the rest are the readings. So that's that. And then, see, I'm tired, man. My eyes are like red. Like, oh man, I'm telling you, this obsession, it can take you to places you don't want to go. Because I don't even sleep sometimes. Because the thing is, I'm trying to finish all these books, and I keep getting new books. I just got a new book. Where is that? Oh yeah, this is my main man, David Frawley. I got his book, Yogas of the Planets, and just barely started reading that. And the thing is, when I start reading a book, I get obsessed. I have to finish it. So this is why I don't go to sleep till like 1 and 2, and anyway, let's not even get into that part. There's something wrong here with me. Okay, so that part is done, the dashas. And then the combination of the ninth lord is done. See, I need to make sure that I give out all the things. Padanamamsa dasha is done. And then I think that's it. That's those are the main things you have to understand why you go to an astrologer, and especially Ketu, Jupiter, Rahu. Remember these 3 planets. Without these 3 planets, you will not be able to go to an astrologer. You might not even be watching me if it weren't for these 3 planets. And obviously Saturn. And especially one thing you will also see, at the age of 36, people always go to an astrologer for health reasons. Please look at my health. Please look at my, I'm not feeling good. I'm just, I'm having this pain, that pain. Can you please go for and look at my health? Why? Because Saturn matures at 36, and Saturn is a karka of death and rebirth. And so Saturn represents that health, that old age sinking in. And that's where you're feeling like, why is it that I don't feel young anymore? Why is it that my energy level is down? Why is it that I'm lethargic? God, I can't find an answer. Doctors don't know what to tell me. All right, let me go to an astrologer. All right, so hopefully that this now is much more clear than morning. Because I think I finished the morning part in like 12 minutes. But this is something I felt like, I needed to get proper. But I just want to make sure that if I didn't miss anything, also nakshatra wise, nakshatra of Purva Bhadrapada, Jyeshtha, Anuradha, Sastabhishak, and Aradhra. These are 5 very common nakshatras in people's chart where you must have in order to see an astrologer. So that's another combination. And remember, this is just something that I know. Somebody may know tons more information than me. Not everybody does not know full scope of anything. So I'm just giving you what I know, what I have learned, what I've learned through my uncle, through all these teachers. So that's what it is. But the most important thing you have to realize is that you and I, like when you get a reading from me or you get a reading from anybody, from Joni Petrie to Mark Boney, anybody, you have a past life connection with them. You and I could be relatives. You and I could just have met each other for the same purpose at some point in our life. And here we are paying our debts off. And especially, the other thing that I wanted to mention also is that back in the days, the astrologer who was so filled with divine power, like Devis would speak to them, Devta would speak to them. When they blessed a client, that was a remedy in itself. So let's say a client has very bad combinations, they've got a short life, they've got this, they will not get married, they will not have children, and they'll be like, Prabhu, what do I do? And then the astrologer would be like, bless him. Boom. That would be a remedy. And once I realized that, psychologically, even though I'm not divine, I have no connection with the divine. I think my wife does, but not me. My wife can actually connect with other beings, which I'll reveal later on. But whenever I finish a reading, I always bless the person that I did the reading for. I'm like, God, please fulfill all their desires. Please give them more than me. Please fulfill all the needs that they have in this life. And I send the email. I put this. It's a like little weird OCD psychological thing. But I do it. Once I found out about this, I started doing it. Why not? Getting a blessing for anybody, a good wishes from anybody is a great thing to have. So That's my, little pet peeve on that. So no matter who comes to me, if you like me, hate me, whether you hated my reading, I just want to make sure that I give out my pure blessings to each and every person. So that's my little story. So anyway, guys, this is the reason behind you going and seeing an astrologer. Not everybody's going to see an astrologer. And that is how the game is played. Especially in this day and age, not everybody. Back in the day, I would probably say over 80% of the population on this entire planet knew astrology, practiced astrology, went to astrologer. I mean, like everybody learned astrology like mathematics, ABCD. ABCD of the planets is now ABCD of the alphabet, which is sad, because if they taught me astrology when I was like 5 years old, can you imagine how far I would be in my journey of learning that ultimate divine secret of astrology? Although, one thing I'll tell you, Pi Paddhati, which has been discovered by Satip Kanoli and Dr. Pi, I think that is just the holy grail of everything. But again, who knows? We may get more insights from them. We get more things from them. And yeah, today I was in the morning was speaking beautiful Hindi for all of you, which was really bad, but I still tried my best to speak it. क्या पता अगली बार हो सकता है मैं फिर से हिंदी बोल दूं. अगर तुम्हारे पास इतना अच्छा लक है तो हो सकता है मेरी हिंदी कभी सुनाई दे जाए. तो फिर तब तक के लिए आज्ञा दीजिए. नमस्कार फ्रॉम दूरदर्शन. Let's see. Wow, thank you for getting all those readings. I bless you for sure. If I forgot to give you blessings, you have absolutely all your wishes should come true. Remember, one more Amitabh Bachchan, please. All right, I'll try. What is that? Where's my pawn? देखो बबुआ, हम जहां खड़े हो जाते हैं वहीं से हिंदी स्टार्ट होती है, हैं? पूछ लो कहीं से जाके किसी से. हाँ, जहां हम खड़े होते हैं वहीं से होती है, हैं? बोलो, गई भैंस पानी में तुम्हारी तो. So yeah, there you go. See, it's like you have, I'm your puppet. I'm your puppet. What do you want me to do live, baby? I'll do it if the money is right. Ooh. Anybody wants a pole dance for $1,000? I'll do it, butt naked. But what else is happening? So anyway, yeah, man, I'm just trying to. I finished my work, so now probably it's 9:40. I think between 10, 11, 12, 1, I'll probably be trying to read and finish some of my books on astrology. So yeah. I don't know what else to say, man. You guys all have your Ketus and Jupiter activated right now to see me. So no pole dance? Come on, man, $1,000. I'll do a pole dance. And I'll wear anything you want me to. So, anyway, what am I doing? I'm just, I'm so relaxed after like 16 hours of working. I'm just, look at my eyes. They're red. That's what happens when, like, I think a vacation is coming soon for me. Although Sedona, by the way, you guys got to come to Sedona, Mike. I'm going to be there in Sedona, Mike. Although I'll have 2 bodyguards, but you can still approach me. I won't bite. Yeah, I'm tired. So I need to go to. I might just go to bed, man. My eyes are like shutting down right now. So, see you guys. Bye bye.